Hey everybody, it's the Boss Lady here, coming to you today with a 21 question home tag. I had got asked by Living on a Dime, Designing on a Dime, Designing on a Dime with Kimberly Davis. She had did a video, 20 questions on what she likes about her home, and so she had said, to comment below if that's something that you would like to do. And so I just asked her, well, sure, I would love to do it. And so she said, just pick 20 questions or 20 items and go for it. So let's get to it. First, I got my little trusty phone here because I did put it in here, and I'm trying to look for where I put it. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. Got it on the YouTube. As you can see, I got on my church lady scarf here, little wrap, because it's cold. I don't know what happened. We went from 80s, almost 90s last Thursday and Wednesday, now down to 60s, and it's cold. And for us in Minnesota, yeah, we say it's cold all the time. So anyway, let's get to this. So 20 things I love about my home. The first one would be location. We get the best of both worlds because where our house is located, we are classified as a city address, but when you walk across the street, it is the suburbs. So we get the best of both worlds with that. I have a lot of associates, I won't say friends, but I have a lot of associates who feel that suburban life is so much better. You haven't arrived unless you live in the suburbs. And I hate to break it to them, but guess what? City living is just great. So anyway, and I was born and raised in a city, so I just love it. Number two, I would say what I love about my home is the location of where it is as far as schools are concerned. Our public school system, it's kind of going by the wayside. It's nothing like it was when I was a child. Myself and my sister, we went through the public school system, as well as my husband, her husband too. But now, to get a better education, I would definitely say private is better. And the location of where our home is, we have a private school that is only about 7 minutes away. So, and that is actually Peanut School. So I love, the fact that we have a private school so close. We actually have another one that's probably about 10-15 minutes away. So we have some private schools within the area as well as the public schools, but we chose private, because we want a better education for her. The third thing I like about my home, or love about my home, is that we are a corner lot. It can be a love and hate relationship depending on the season. Living in Minnesota, I'm sure you are aware that we get dumped on during wintertime. And so because we are a corner lot, we have a lot to shovel, a lot to snow blow. And so that can be the hating part of the location. But I love that we have more property being on a corner lot. So number 4, I would say neighborhood would be our number 4 reason. Our neighborhood is very diverse. We have upper, middle, and lower class in the neighborhood. We have more homeowners than most neighborhoods. I believe we only have on our block maybe 2 to 3 renters. The rest is all homeowners. And a lot of our neighbors are retired. So we don't have a lot of young families like ourselves, but I like the fact that a lot of our neighbors are retired, so they're home. They're home and they watch and they call. So I love that. Number 5, and this is probably going to be a long one. So my number 5 reason, or the 5th reason why I love my home, is the history of my home. This home has been in my family since before my birth. And so I have had the pleasure of being in and out of this home for over 38 years, and I just love it. I inherited this home from my grandparents. My grandfather passed in '88. My grandmother passed in 2004. We actually took over the home in 97, and so when my grandmother got sick and couldn't be at home anymore, so we took over the home in 97. And so just the history of the home and just being able to walk through the home and, lay my hands where my grandparents have laid their hands is just, that's something that's very dear to me. My number 6 reason is we are very close to a parkway. We have trails that we can ride bikes, we can walk. We have taken Peanut on wagon rides through this parkway. We have a nearby park that we walk to several times throughout the summer, and it has a playground. Actually, the playground has just been redone, so we love that. I got to see it last month. We also have a tennis court, so we have the playground for the kids, we have a tennis court, there's a little picnic area, and I just like being able to walk through, we call it the parkway, but it is, it's just nothing but trails, and it can go as far as basically from one end to the other end of our city. So a lot of people utilize it. People walk their dogs, and like I said, they either walk or ride bikes. So I love that, and just the greenery and the scenery is just lovely. So the 7th reason why I love my home is my porch, the redesign, and I did do a video on that. We are still working on it, but just the stage that it's at now, I still just love it. It took a lot to get to where it is. When we first moved in the home, we could sit out here, but it wasn't nowhere near where it is now. It was just like miscellaneous furniture, and and then after a while, I just said, well, until I can get what I want, I don't want to be out there. And like I said, we've been here since 97, but we were very young. I was 20 years old when I inherited this home. So, I've been here 18 years. But my porch, like I said, I love the redesign. I still have some painting to do, and then some, the work on the boards that you see in the videos. And once I get those done, then I'll be totally pleased. My 8th reason is my kitchen. I spent many years with my grandmother in that kitchen, and I just love to go in my kitchen and cook and clean, and when I'm holiday preparing, washing my greens and things like that, I kind of channel my grandmother at that point. When I'm baking my goods and all that stuff, I love being in that kitchen. And then this year, something got a hold of my spirit and I just started redesigning and changing it up and making it my own. So I still have, my nanny right there in the kitchen with me, but now it's to my liking and to my satisfaction. Okay, my number 9 reason is the size of my home. My home is not that big to some. I don't understand that. But anyway, I have a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and it's just right for us. When we moved in here, it was just the 3 of us, myself, my husband, and baby girl, and then now it's myself, my husband, and Peanut. So it's definitely it's just the right size. I don't need no 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom house or whatever people are getting these days. For one, I'm not the one to be sitting up having to use my whole weekend to clean nobody's house. That's not me. I'm a shopper. My house is clean, but I don't have time to be sitting up here from sun to sundown cleaning the house because it's so big that, So, no, my house is the perfect size. Perfect size, and I love it. Okay, so number 10 reason about my home, my master bedroom. We just redesigned that as well. You'll hear that a lot, redesign. I have been redesigning everything in the house this year. So 2015 is just my year for redesign and organization. But my number 10, reason is my master bedroom. I changed it around. I think, we've been here 18 years, and before this year, it had only been switched twice of how it looks in the room. And now that I've redone it, I love it. It's got a totally superb feel to it. I told my husband, I feel like I'm in a hotel room the way I, set it up. So he loved it too, so I thought it was great. My number 11 reason is my living room. And once again, because of the redesign that I did in the living room, when I redesigned it, My husband went to work one day and it looked one way, in the same way it had been looking probably all of Peanut's life. He came home from work and it was totally different. And he was just like, this is like walking into a new house. And that's what gave me clarity. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to keep going. So that's my number 11. My number 12, this is probably going to be a long one as well, is my yard. And the reason why I say that is we've been here since 97 and I'm not an outdoor person. I don't like being outside. I don't like bugs. I don't like dirt. I don't like any of that. So for me to say number 12 is my yard, let me give you the reason why. My father passed away 3 years ago, and I actually was on medical leave from work. I had been in a car accident, and so I was off work for about three months. And during that time frame, I'm healing and going to the doctor visits, whatever, and I needed something to occupy my time, because as I sat at home, I sat thinking about my father, and I need to do something. So I started just kind of, looking around the house, seeing what I could do, and then I went outside, and I actually redesigned my front yard. I went to our friendly Menards that I just love, and I just started buying stuff. And just one thing led to another, led to another, led to another. And when I got done, the results were amazing. And so for the last 3 years, I have been doing this continuously. And the neighborhood loved it. Because like I said, we're a corner lot. So, it's one thing to have a house in the middle of the block and the yard isn't all that great. But when you're a corner lot, you need to have that statement piece. And so when I did that front yard was amazing. And people were walking by asking, when did you guys move in? And I would say, 97. Mind you, this is 2012. And they're like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, no, don't be sorry, because I wasn't raised to do yard work. So, for me to get out there and do it, something had to been going on for me to do that. So, I contribute my yard to my father. My number 13 reason is parking. Because we are a corner lot, we have excessive parking spaces, which is a great thing because, we have been blessed and highly favored with 8 vehicles. So, I appreciate that. We have a double car garage as well as, driveway. We also have a parking space behind the garage as well as street parking. And being in the city, you don't have those parking restrictions like in the suburbs, because a lot of our suburbs, they don't allow overnight parking on the street. During the winter, when we have snow emergencies, all cars have to be off the street. They don't do, like in the city where we have even and odd side parking for snow emergencies. It's all cars off the street no matter what. And so because we have been blessed, I appreciate being in the city and being able to have all the parking space that we have. My number 14 reason is closet space. We have excessive closets, and I'm so grateful. 2 of the bedrooms have walk-in closets. The 3rd bedroom is just a standard closet. We also have a front room closet. We have the linen closet. We have 2 storage closets that are just massive. And so I appreciate having all this closet space, because then I'm able to store things like, my hauls, and when it's Christmas time, Santa has to have his own closet, or I should say she. So my number 15 reason is my pantry. I actually have 2 pantries, but I only use one. One is located in the basement, and that was a pantry that my grandmother used. But when we moved in, I decided not to use that as a pantry, so I use it for storage. So that's my extra storage. But over time, 18 years, I noticed that I need some extra space. So I actually created and built my own pantry in my kitchen. So I love that. My number 16 reason about my home that I love, the area is safe. Because we are a city, we live on the city side, and then we also have a suburb on the opposite side. The police patrol to make sure, everybody is doing as they should. And so I appreciate that. We have very little crime where we stay. Now, if you go, 5 blocks down, 3 blocks over, then yeah, you're going to, run into Pookie and them. But where we are, you know, my neighbors, we watch, we call, we don't play that. We even have a website where if something's going on, we get on that website, we tell everybody, you know, this is going on, or I done seen this strange character, watch out for him or her, you know. And so we are a very watchful community, and I love that. Another thing I love about my home is the neutral colors. And the neutral colors is because of me. I'm not a color person, so to speak. I don't like, you know, bold colors on the walls. And probably because in my mother's home, my mom was always wanting to paint a wall some kind of color. She didn't like white walls. I don't mind white walls. I prefer cream. So like in like the living room, dining room, hallway, those walls are all cream, trimmed in white. And then the bedrooms are like an eggshell white that needs to be freshened up. I will, you know, admit to that. But I like a light color on the walls. Even my kitchen, the kitchen is, it's a white, and I'm going to paint that, but it's going to be a very, very, very light orange where it looks white, but it's going to have a hint of orange. So I like I said, more neutral colors. Even like my porch has the browns and, you know, cream and stuff. That's just me. I just like that, because if I have a neutral base, then I can pop with color. Okay, so number 18 is windows. I love the windows of my home. I have windows in every room of the house. I have a beautiful picture window in my dining room that we had replaced about 11 years ago, and that window is just beautiful, and it's just all glass. There's no, you know, wood paneling or whatever it's called. It's just straight all glass, and I just love that window. I also have a bay window in my living room, and I love when the sun is setting, because it sets on the west, and my dining room is on the west. So then, you know, in the evenings, I just open the blinds, open the curtains, and just let that sun just come on in, and it shines against my dining room table, and it just looks beautiful. Okay, let me finish up here. Okay, so number 19. The reason why I love my home is the opportunity to raise my family in this house that I spent most of my life in. I grew up here. You know, my grandmother, she, you know, kept me. She was my nanny because she didn't work by the time I was born. So all I knew was nanny. I, you know, didn't really go to daycare. So just to have the opportunity to raise my children in this home, I just feel blessed for that. And then my last and final question or statement, number 20. The reason why I love my home is being able to build a life with my husband. And this one makes me a little, I don't know, giddy, I guess. But when we met, we've been together 22 years. And when we met, just in first conversations, you know, we were talking, you know, well, where do you see yourself? Well, what do you want to do in life? And blah, blah, blah. And, you know, do you see yourself with me type of stuff? And so one thing that we talked about, and I'll never forget this, one thing we talked about was growing old together, you know, sitting on the porch and in our rocking chair or whatever. And that was the reason why I bought a glider on my, you know, and put it on my porch, is because that was something that, you know, was just kind of, you know, dear to me, I guess you would say. But just, you know, building a life with my husband, and, you know, the history of us just being together. I mean, we've been together, you know, 22 years, and, you know, just being here, you know, and he said, this is where I want to be. I said, okay. And so we're here, and we're here to stay, you know, as long as the Lord gives us life. So that was my 20 things I love about my home. I hope you enjoyed, you know, learning a little bit about me. So please like this video, share this video, comment below. I will, you know, respond. And subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. I appreciate everything. My husband has been watching, you know, just the numbers going up, and he's astounded just as well as I am. So I thank you. I appreciate you, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.